I'm saying that the meaning that he gives to sterilization is not supported by any theory.
Which meaning
that is not how you simply means
Which
that.
Which meaning have I given?
So,
no.
Let me answer that one. What tool do they use to mop up the money? What is the tool that they use?
You do not know the tools that the Bank of Ghana use.
Because if you go by the tool that they should use to mop up excess liquidity,
have you checked their market operation numbers?
Is he supposed to be the loud person in the room when it comes to discussing economic issues? When he doesn't know something as basic as this. Na MPP no
policy rate and even open market operations. Bank of Ghana is mandated by law, and they've given us their annual report.
Which year?
You didn't see
2025.
Yes,
Finance Committee
published.
Oh, but you said Parliament. Is this 60 billion anywhere you would?
Yes, it is.
Now let me.
Economic Committee of Parliament.
Economists are watching us. Yes. You can call them subsequently. When they say sterilization of money in an economy or mopping up excess liquidity, the tool that they use is supporting the data that they have to increase the policy rate. That will drive in for people to use it as a switching cost. If I look at the policy rate going up, it means that it is an incentive to drive my money there. And then they mop it out. But when policy rate is decreasing, you cannot call it sterilization. That's my point.
But I have not said it's policy rate.
Please, let me...
Kojo Oppong Nkrumah aye MPP ni this year kron. Papa no ene nanu akwai nika wakoti. Why mistake waka asema ni kwase eka. Na for the first time I say Kojo Oppong Nkrumah NDC parliamentarian. Ha! Wa ho no form say pusa. As I want you for ebesi uniema. Just say you so clean omo. Ana yedi a friend say Kisop concert party. Ana yape a friend say Geisha Adiafra and a senior man. White na white abroso. Kojo Oppong Nkrumah say hey. NDC for guy kwa omanu to be. Or see inflation adaya prof 3.8%. Ana yede. Or see Ghana statistical friends and service. Ya told them inflation na bano Ghana for say economy no still and fire and reflect. Ana Kojo Oppong Nkrumah say I didn't reflect. It's almost inflation 3.8%. MPP down 23%. You must say munti bida Ghana for how chiromo. In the sound chiromo na Ghana for jina so. I don't know about editor MPP. And then another 3.8% Ghana for that so complaining. And I say according to Ghana Statistical Service for say inflation no the omo party na say enema bo na ensa nkosoro said the mrano na ekosoro ntem no because inflation was from tea even say anti sumpa enkoso me say I
think starting off we should correct some facts. I don't think it's correct to say that price levels have generally gone down. That's not what the Ghana Statistical Service is saying. The Ghana Statistical Service is reporting that the rate at which prices are increasing last year as compared to this year is just a 3.8% jump. So year-on-year inflation is 3.8%. That is not the same as prices have gone down. And I think if you watch the videos that you played, you have people telling you that while some of their inputs have gone down, others have gone up. And so the net effect that for some of them, they are keeping their prices constant. For some of them, because they are of the view that the net effect is even higher, they have increased by, I think, about one cedi or so. Yeah. So I think let's start off by being clear on the facts, because sometimes the narratives can be deceptive. That prices have gone up year on year by about 3.8%. Now, the comment I made on the very afternoon when the Statistical Service announced that, and even the videos I watch and listen, I think are on all fours, where consumers in particular are saying that we hear you, but what we're experiencing appears to be higher than the 3.8. And there are a number of, reasons that you can delve into for that. Inflation, first of all, is a measure of a particular basket of goods based on the last time the Ghana Living Standard Survey was conducted. We've already gone past the 10-year threshold to amend that. And you will find that some of the things that people are spending on today and the weight of those things in their expenditure basket don't necessarily reflect what may have been done about 10, 12 years ago.
Na Kojo Oppong Nkrumah, wono finance one no ranking members no o kan bio our parliament. Na una unim left and right was anime. And the unim say inflation does not mean say price of goods and commodities automatically go from downwards. Name a stabilization. Inflation is boom stabilization. Actually say at the crobia ye will be na ye to be ano. Said the first nka obeda sorry obekọ market shop. Now my 100 Ghana unim say ade na out no. Aye 10 na 20 Ghana. Who this kind of man now transaction on the mo bia na waje wade sa. Because dollar no any cedi no dollar na 3 seconds bia na ekosoro. Eno so na dey go fan dem ma. And I affected the price of goods and commodities and service in the country. At the same time, fuel no every 3 seconds be a dollar na dey go fan. Tina so born ekosoro. Eno kwa na ma mu MPP for Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bomi am friend economy with kid. Economy desire. I dey go for oil buy for whatever funny reason. Sa dia no be say nsim hunu. But you and say ampa the adwene ho na say now they go kwaje oil say. $1 na kwaje oil. Who the go oil say because gold used to be a currency on its own. Then the dollar and then other currencies became a note that shows that hey, who will go to say I worth it a say and no paper no so. Then after the scarcity of gold, say among folks shall say pay attention to the currencies ya trade sika to ho and numbers are to papers no. And so any yema focus no kwa and ko. Now oil no air natural resources, gold and natural resources, me the gold no kwaje oil. No be any say be nsembunu. Mongwa na munim say nsembunu. Mu wie na yaboka so over 3.9 million $9 billion. Yaboka yaboka hunu katan time. Kojo Oppong Nkrumah say on tiase say 3.8% inflation still Ghana for the susu. Pressure that so mount Ghana for me say 1 pound na okasa asem. Wa man for kra di what was say ente. Ubetima be president o man mu. Wo na wo dis am komo wi. This your talk there is not nice. Papa, it's not nice. Now we no say say me ka kire mo say NDC ni the Bank of Ghana. Johnson Esiama omudi nsembunu no. Me ka na mantie. Mo hey. Over 60 billion Ghana cedis. Bank of Ghana Governor Johnson Esiama on the finance minister to is forcing omon force hwe kapreba. Wesika manipulate the currency mu a and dem adwene say sit am say na nyam na mo print over 50 billion no. Na ewie na currency to say. Na aye basa. Na ajampia go do 17 Ghana. Then the NDC here bi mo ye but time we didn't see results. Aye NDC time the results. First of all, mo say according to Stephen Amwa sticker, it say I am policies are putting in place. And I'm a MPP. NDC survive the administration working. Okay, we understand. And then a moment time no. Now we are desperate to break the 8. And work one moment time. And now a future miracles. Munya is how. Muya see na mama Ghana. Machi ya horoba. Mama ye buafu. Mama ya kuma akosoro. Na fadiga futa kana wish better than shobo na titi wo. Ya kana kura da atremunti we na endis ni say sana Kojo Oppong Nkrumah wa bon pa o. O sterilization ya o kan bro fi ya o tetremi. Hey, the any ya pa ni say amanfo ye economist. Mo tetifie mo re TV se yi. Ogu manum ase kwa o mo say hey wa bon o ana wo parliament. O say de Kojo Oppong Nkrumah etrechemu explanation or them man no kre is neither here nor them say hey na Kojo Oppong Nkrumah na ebo no yem pu za ontimi nka bie no afa Kojo Oppong Nkrumah say da bi na da me kan nya no kre say anya no kre say me say explanation na or them man in no theoretical sense that it apply who apply enye ye.
I'll come to you shortly. On the 17th of October, when we were in the US with the governor admitted that credit to the private sector was dwindling, and that even where credit was being given by the banks, it was tilting more towards government assets more than credit to the private sector. So it's not just about the rate It is also about the supply of funds to the private sector.
Okay, so I don't like to do this, but we have to.
No, factually,
now,
of course.
Now, credit to private sector has not dwindled. It has increased by 19%. In fact, it was reported even in the 2026 budget. And even at the Finance Committee, when they brought down their mid-term development framework, it is stated clearly that access to credit funds have increased by 19%. Sterilization. I hear the MPP make that concept of sterilization. It is not supported by any theory. When government wants to mop up liquidity in the market, the only tool, the Bank of Ghana has policy rates as its tool to either influence inflation or interest rates. When you want to mop up excess liquidity, what the government normally do is to increase the policy rate so that it becomes an incentive so that people will push their money in there to get more returns. That is the time government moves up the money. When policy rate is reducing and interest rates at banks are reducing, you can't call it sterilization because it creates an avenue for loanable funds for private sector to operate. So when you say mop up of 60 billion, where are you getting that data from?
The Bank of Ghana.
No, I beg you. I beg you.
Hold on.
Sterilization does not mean.
Hold on.
Let's get it right.
Hold on. You asked a specific question.
No.
You want him to answer so that we move very briefly because he's...
yes.
He invited me, ranking member of the Economic Committee. We invited the Central Bank to our committee. We asked them a direct question.
Yes.
They gave us that figure.
So 60 billion, they said it.
I said
BOG said it.
Sterilization does not mean.
Okay, so who exactly?
The governor himself gave us that.
Your explanation
in the records of Parliament.
Your explanation of sterilization.
In the records.
It says it's in Parliament. You want to? We have to verify.
I'm saying that the meaning that he gives to sterilization is not supported by any theory.
Okay.
That is not how you simply means
Which
that.
Which meaning have I given?
So, no. Let
me answer that one. What tool do they use to mop up the money? What is the tool that they use?
You do not know the tools that the Bank of Ghana uses.
Because if you go by the tool that they should use to mop up excess liquidity,
have you checked their open market operation numbers?
Okay,
I'm asking you a question. Have you checked their numbers?
Because once you ask me a question, I must address.
From this,
speak to what you know.
If you want to reduce this into a debate,
but frankly,
we can't go there.
No, frankly,
so it's okay. It's okay. I think I'm saying 60 billion. Okay,
I'm saying that the definition.
The thing about this is that because Kojo has said the governor has room to come and deny.
There is no public record on that.
There is.
I'm telling you.
Appeared before a committee of Parliament and gave the figures.
No, but it's
both of you are in Parliament. So I want him to articulate.
We have economists watching us.
Yes.
I'm saying that the definition of sterilization as given by Honorable Oppong
by the way,
is not correct.
No.
Number two,
it's okay.
I haven't.
Meaning
what I have said is that you have done 60 billion.
And I'm telling you that the meaning you have given is not correct.
Direct question to the governor.
Let me proceed.
And the governor responded that they have done 60 billion.
Let her.
You have. The governor doesn't know.
I don't have. Look, there's no record.
By the way,
okay. So you no, it's okay. So wait. So you dispute.
I dispute that because
fundamentally
that the Bank of Ghana
policy rate tightening monetary policy to
is the policy rate, and even open market operations. Bank of Ghana is mandated by law, and they've given us their annual report.
Okay.
Which year?
You didn't see
2025.
And you didn't see
yes, Finance Committee
published.
Oh, but you said Parliament. Is this 60 billion anywhere you?
Yes, it is.
Now let me.
The Economic Committee of Parliament.
Look, economists are watching us.
Yes.
You can call them subsequently. When they say sterilization of money in an economy or mopping up excess liquidity, the tool that they use is supporting the data that they have to increase the policy rate. That would drive in for people to use it as a switching cost. If I look at the policy rate going up, it means that it is an incentive to drive my money there. And then they mop it out. But when policy rate is decreasing, you cannot call it sterilization. That's my point.
Okay. But I have not said it's policy rate.
Okay.
Please, let me methodology as to how we got the appreciation. They've been making this argument, and I think that we have to end it. Financial intermediation, every country in the world, when you have a forex market, in fact, one of the base of Africa that causes currency volatility, depreciations, and continuous trade imbalances in African countries has to do with weakened or shallow forex market. Every country in Africa, according to the AFTA data, is mandated to promote its deep forex market. And how do you do that? What causes currency volatility is because when private sector wants to get exchange rate to import their commodities and it is unavailable, then the limited quantity that is there will determine the price that they give to us. So Bank of Ghana always intervene in the market. And look, the intermediation that they do is not a free intermediation. You have cedis and you need dollars for importation. Bank of Ghana gives you an equivalent rate in cedis, in dollars, and collect the cedis back. So if you say Bank of Ghana has pumped in billions of dollars into the forex market, it is part of its core mandate to ensure that we have financial market stability and then economic growth. Now, let's come to this concept of reserve buildup.
On that point, the IMF program actually allowed that.
Of course.
To the extent that you also can build your reserves, they give them a certain room to do so. Exactly. And the BOG governor came to make the point that because they met that threshold, they are allowed to do more intermediation.
The IMF in 2025 summarized everything for us. They said that they want to praise this government for addressing all the policy slippages that they witnessed in 2024. And the government has taken corrective measures. Today, this afternoon, we met the finance committee met the IMF statisticians on the annual debt reporting.
Your committee?
Yeah, finance committee. We met them this afternoon, this morning at 10 a.m. And I can tell you on authority, Ghana virtually performed 96% of all earmarked targets. So if the Bank of Ghana is doing financial intermediation that is excessive beyond what the IMF has required us to do, they would have reported it. And I'm saying that it's a standard practice. Go and read various literature on forex volatilities in Africa. They will tell you that Africa has shallow forex market. And the reason is that when private sector wants funds into to purchase imported goods, they do not have it available. So supply is always lower than demand, and then it pushes down the currency up. I want to correct something also. What are the input costs or cost of production? This Guta and the businesswoman is here. Tell me what determines production costs. What data are you using to suggest that production cost has rather increased? What data are we using? You can't use cost of energy and electricity and water as the only cost drivers. Production costs, we've learned basic economics on production theory. Production cost goes beyond that. And any other item in a cost theory will tell you that it's on a decline. So what basis are you using to say that production cost has rather increased when we are seeing the reverse because products are coming down? So if cost of production is increasing, why are we seeing a reflection in production declining, output price declining? It's because the production cost has reduced. Look, every time you are calculating the final price of a product, you use the production cost plus margin that you want to make. So for a price to come down, it means that either they reduce their margin or they are reducing the input cost. So how can input costs be going up and their margin stable, and then you are having a decline in prices? It doesn't make any economic sense. So please, there is no data that suggests that production cost has increased. Now, on issue of interest rate, let's be honest to ourselves. We took interest rate at 29%. Guta. That is why industrial performance in 2023 came to negative 2.2%. Because private sector could not have access to loanable funds. Interest rate was around 29%. We didn't see Honorable Kojo and Nkrumah talk like that. Today, we are seeing policy rate dropping to 15.5, and the expectation is that it will force down. In fact, at the beginning of this year, interest rate at interbank rate was around 19% in some banks.
No, it's more than that.
I'm saying that at the beginning, I know a particular bank. I'm telling you.
In the market are telling you.
As for that, it's not.
If you go to GCB, if you go to GCB, no, I'm coming.
Okay.
Is he supposed to be the loud person in the room when it comes to discussing economic issues? When he doesn't know something as basic as this? Now, MPP no, even the brightest one are shocking us. Mona yenim sebi o enya bro nyamu kasa ni bi nya jama untumi kasa ni bi enye Dennis Miracle agemo analysis ni bi enye a friend say buga Masaudu, third vice chairman of the MPP mo kasa ni bi enye Richard Ayaba, the communication director enye mo kasa ni bi enye Nana B mo kasa ni bi muna yenim se adwene ka brain work unless the same people that we used to know are speaking brilliantly no it's only because of politics and I'm in naira then we understand then we are sorry we can't say anything against you but if the flip-flop all because currently you know nothing about the economy yet you keep on organizing press conference after press conference and making noise in the ears of Ghanaians you are confusing us but fortunately enough for God and country the living Ghanaian youth the Gen Z, Gen Alphas, the millennium, the latter part of millennium stages, guys. Almost say omanyane, almost die long time ago. But now say omanyane they are not ready. Almost the omanyane is in so you Anna say nan Emma. Say I told the idea, Mr. Ibuni aje komu de nibi. Omane prayer no besi ha. Omana share and you know omachoke. Omo ma obia meye tuno bia ntiro. Whatever you are saying, you will explain. And if you don't know the meaning, you will explain tire. Eti Kojo Oppong Nkrumah, fire power. You are born on left, right, center. You are schooling about the economics. Actually, the reason why the inflation at 3.8%, and then when was the last time? The last 1 year of John Dramani Mahama. Second cannot turn 7 Ghana, 10 Ghana because they are yet to increase the price. Everybody is still selling the same. So now anwabo oton 500 Ghana. Na swat ya baby 480 Ghana. Price na that's the same. So oton and move back 100 Ghana. Na yente so for whatever reason and then oko abeto 100 Ghana. Meaning that the inflation that we are talking about, it means prices have stabilized. It does not increase at any howness. Say and then ubeda sorry adebete na dollar fluctuation t and as a forest fluctuation t price equals in this view. And this is all about inflation and deflation. Deflation simply means adebete biano. The initial say enema bo so tia na etie. Sasu na inflation no the auto idea su nim say hey adebo no so akwa na ekosoro. And at the end of the day the language is very simple. Simple arithmetic. But Kojo Oppong Nkrumah say na on tiase. Now we go MP before any because hey, the way blows no bar left right center no me go mani agema feel. My yeda ma kamfo. Mama no turns up what? Papa they be so cast of parliament. The way we school Kojo Oppong Nkrumah no. We need to start doing that. Me say MPP only come back talk to Ghanaians when the MPP is messing up. For instance, task for Galamsey even though we know say under the 8 years of the NPP it was a mess. Mantimanya say any money na. And mokano bebrebe. But when you speak about this and you tell us, look, we failed. Now you are here to succeed. And the reason why the majority of Ghanaians voted for you, the NPP is for you to succeed. And the other end Galamsey, MCs need this go to Mujiska, investigate them and if possible, prosecute them. Hey, the economy you destroyed, that same economy you are defining to us, telling us you are not feeling it in our pocket. Now, one more time, 8 years, do we feel it in our pocket? So, is this the reason why people are going to vote for the NPP in 2028? I'll grow and form 2028 number home. Samanya de mu ye ya oh. There be na mu be home. Why a naked truth? Our Oldboga trends. Kojo Oppong Nkrumah for the MPP. Ako kasa say inflation 3.8% in this buy no. Ghana for some feel but Ghana Statistical Service say the view as a channel say enyema bon kosoro ana all artist surprise and am say and this rinya now say ntina munim hwe ana di 8 years mamwi sterilization bro for now can be no what good Ghana economics for na ni masse because obi tie from foreign country you don't know what you are saying but trust me Kojo Oppong Nkrumah ana MPP kasa for economy ni ho a omosoma no or see the 60 billion Ghana cities the Ghana Bank of Ghana Governor Johnson Asiema and then the finance minister to force e dia pompe manipulate your currency am stabilize no and no catch them say I stabilize it more time more over 50 billion Ghana cedis. Mo printed from Bank of Ghana. Why? Mo kada mo printed madu. Everybody sell na cedi e kosoro na dollar e bono. Inti eno no e ba na sen. Ana mo manti manye. Ana ndisi ba ya. Omotima the same method na mo ye na. But that succeeded. Probably you people were eating, chopping, spending, using our money for your own personal individual gains. But the NDC as it stands now are not spending lavishly like you did. And that's the reason why it will be honor. Me imagine training what the saying. Fatu comment section I say we are subscribe like it. Na shame on yasu in the binche. Edino Ayabako Maxi Billian. Oh naked truth macrow. Bye bye.